There's a man who's taken the internet by storm. Luke Belmar has developed a reputation as a financial genius, with young men hanging off his every word, hoping they can become rich like Luke. During the week, Belmar joined Myron and Walt from Fresh and Fit to engage in the marketplace of ideas. So let's analyse the teachings of Luke Belmar. Make sure you have a pen and paper handy. We might learn a thing or two. It didn't take long in this stream for Luke to start dropping bombs of knowledge. He revealed some techniques that he used when he initially made his wealth through e-commerce.
Household goods. So you would have your soaps, you would have your laundry detergents, and you would have kind of like your sanitation products.
Oh, that probably went crazy.
It went super crazy.
During
COVID, yeah.
And what took place was people began to absolutely price gouge on Amazon, for example, would be like your hand sanitizers and things
masks,
of this product.
that type of crap.
Yeah. So what happened is Facebook banned advertising these products. So what did I do? I said, well, let me switch the narrative and start taking these products and advertising it as pet products. So now I said these are sanitation products for your pets, which kind of circumvented the policy, and I just scaled it that way.
Okay. So you made
So he made his initial millions through fraud and a bit of false advertising. Sick. Luke is also quite the history buff. He says numerous times during this stream that you have to study and understand history to become financially literate like him. Here he talks about the history of transactions.
Because when you start looking back at history, you begin to understand that the beginning of transactions was peer-to-peer. It was bartering. But what happened? There was a technological limitation, because let's say you had a cow and I had 3 plots of land. Well, what if the 3 plots of land were worth 3/4 of a cow? There was no ability to really scale and build any sort of civilization until the introduction of coinage. And coinage wasn't just a monetary revolution, it's a technological advancement. Why? Because it can stand the test of time. It can be transported very easily. So Bitcoin is just a digitalization of coinage in a way that is easy to transact.
So for those taking notes, in case you didn't get that, for money, people used to trade things, but it all got fucked because 3 blocks of land could be worth 3/4 of a cow. So because of this, they invented money, but money is a way for the government to control you or something. So that's why we have Bitcoin, which is like going back to the days of trading 3/4 of a cow for things.
If I was to take $100,000 from here to Dubai in gold bars, I would get stopped. I would get questioned.
100%. You have to declare that too.
But I don't have to do that with crypto.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to go through the middleman. Exactly. I can just have a ledger. I can have a Trezor. I can literally just move it really quickly.
It seems that Luke goes to the Andrew Tate school of thinking that you don't have to pay taxes on crypto.
Pay you in Bitcoin. You put in your Bitcoin address and they'll pay you in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult. And that was going to be about an hour segment of this fucking thing. But we don't need to do that anymore because in the last 6 months, Chatterbait have released a Bitcoin option. So they'll pay you in Bitcoin. So if your girl on there working, let's say you generate $3,000-$4,000, bang, you get Bitcoin into your wallet. Done. No fucking tax, no thought audit, none of that shit.
Just in case any of the young lads that watch these knuckleheads sees this, they are clueless and this is terrible advice. Of course you have to pay taxes on crypto. If you think not doing so is any sort of good idea, I suggest waiting to see how that works out for Andrew Tate. Next, Luke gives a half-baked monotone attempt at an Alex Jones impression.
Tell us, Luke, on your stance on water.
Yeah, I mean, tap water is another source of control. You know, you have heavy metal toxicity that is found in the water. You have arsenic, you have fluoride, fluoridation in the water, all things designed to make people more docile. And when you begin to study history, you begin to realize that they control water, they control the food supply, and they use it as mechanisms to poison people. Anything that comes from the government and everything that is free should be questioned. And that's kind of the entire parameter that I kind of run it through. You probably remember the video from Alex Jones where he talked about
the frogs are gay.
The frogs are becoming gay, which is basically the feminization of the frogs, and that's what I believe is a cause for the feminization of men.
Yeah.
So you have what is estrogen. We can talk about the birth control pill.
Yeah.
Orally, when you take it, 90+% of that gets urinated because pills don't actually get digested extremely well. So that's just high levels of estrogen getting urinated by 100 million plus women. So a big reason for the feminization of men. You can look into it yourself. It has to do with the estrogen that is found in the tap water.
Yeah.
Luke, if you're going to go around spewing crackpot conspiracy theories, do it like you mean it.
What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. And I'm not saying people didn't naturally have homosexual feelings. I'm not even getting into it, quite frankly. I mean, give me a break. You think I am like, shocked by it, so I'm up here bashing it because I don't like gay people? I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny.
If you do your research and you actually begin to investigate the source origin of a lot of these problems, it has to do with the public things that the government feeds you.
If someone is fixated on telling you that you should do your research, generally, once you do that research, you'll find that they're full of shit. Luke might be trying to use big words, but it's just old, regurgitated, silly conspiracy theories. Like, for example, the idea that estrogen from birth control pills in the water is turning all the men into a bunch of fairies.
A whole food diet. If you actually feel depressed, now maybe go to the gym and maybe get your hormones in check. And maybe that'll allow you to stop going to the, what do you call this? Where is it that people go to? What are the people? The psychologists. I don't know.
Psychiatrist.
I've never, psychiatrist, psychologist,
therapist, yeah.
But it's like, why are you going to go to somebody else for your problems? Maybe you should figure out what is taking place with yourself first and start from that point.
All right.
Is this him trying to do the Andrew Tate's depression is not real thing? Go to the gym, not the thingy that people go to talk.
I mean, your biggest expense is taxes. People have normalized taxes when you begin to realize the origin of income tax. It was created post-World War II and it's supposed to be temporary. And they ended up keeping it and continuing to increase it time and time again. Do you think they're just going to lower it? No, they're going to continue fucking you over. Income tax is a scam.
Mr. If you understand history, really doesn't understand history. The origin of income taxes were created post-World War II and were supposed to be temporary. Try 1861, Lukey boy. He also says that they have continued to increase it time and time again. He'd have a point if it was 1970. Earlier in the stream, these three clowns were talking about when Tucker Carlson went to a grocery store in Russia and was amazed that he could buy a shopping trolley worth of groceries for $100.
And coming to a Russian grocery store, the heart of evil, and seeing what things cost and how people live, it will radicalize you against our leaders. That's how I feel anyway, radicalized.
This was widely ridiculed when people pointed out that this was actually horribly expensive given the average Russian income. Thankfully, one of the viewers pointed this out to Luke with a super chat so he could get his thoughts.
Jon Stewart ripped Tucker for the $100 grocery, stating the average Russian only makes around $200 a month, so the $100 is expensive. Thoughts?
Tell the Russians to make more money. What do you want me to tell you, bro? It applies universally everywhere.
Amazing. Our earlier discussion wasn't moronic because those dumb Russians should just make more money. This final clip, for me, perfectly sums up Luke Belmar's content and messaging.
If you have a job, the first thing I would tell you is never do that auto signing where they take money from your check.
Yeah.
Never do that.
Yeah, you're better off paying them a little bit and keeping that money throughout the year than just giving it to them and getting a refund.
Just invest it, and hopefully you can make a return on it before you shill it out.
Yeah, because
for fuck's sake, boys, Do not take the money you are supposed to be putting aside for taxes and invest it hoping that you're going to make a return. The rise of Luke Belmar is the result of an epidemic. Young men and teenage boys have been convinced that the world is against them and they need a guru to save them. This puts them in such a vulnerable state that they can be convinced that Luke Belmar is a serious person who they should listen to and go to for advice. If you take financial guidance from Luke, you will likely end up broke, bankrupt, in legal trouble, or in jail. Enough is enough. Lads, time to wake up.